The Yankees have lost 5 of the last 6 and have pretty much cooled down since that hot start in the Bronx, but everybody calm down. Still the best team in baseball. So we're going to put our emotions to the side and let's talk the stats and numbers that are getting this team beat. I got my guy Ryan Garcia of the Fireside Yankees back on because, like Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. My man got the playoff beard, so no, you're not worried that they lost 5 of the last 6. What's going on, bro?
No, I'm not worried at all, man. They have 50 wins. No other team in baseball has 50 wins. So, you can't deny, as you mentioned, you cannot deny numbers, and that's a fact.
All right, so let's talk some numbers because there's a lot of fans out there that are ready to hit the panic button. We'll start off with the pitching. Give us some stats and some numbers and educate us on why this rotation in this bullpen has been so off.
Yeah, so it's weird. The rotation struggled, but Garrett Cole's back, so you expect them to only get better. Well, some of the biggest problems they've had, and if you wanted to define it under one thing, it's getting behind in counts. They're falling behind in counts 32% of the time. That means that hitters are set up to do 2 things. They're set up to get on base and work walks, and they're also set up to get pitches to hit, because when you're behind in the count as a pitcher, you're going to throw more fastballs in the middle of the strike zone, and those are going to get hammered by major league hitters. The Yankees rotation has a 52.8% hard hit rate allowed over this stretch. That's the worst in baseball. Hard hit rate is just how many times they're allowing batted balls or balls in play at or above 95 miles per hour. And then they're also walking a lot of batters as well. They walked over 4 batters per 9. That creates a lot of traffic on the bases. And as we saw yesterday with Rodon, there were a lot of guys on base. And so when he gave up doubles and home runs, that meant 2, 3, and really 4-run innings at times that blow you out of the water.
I'm surprised to hear about that when you talk about the hard hit rate because Luis Hill, Stroh, Rodon, they've been pretty good throughout the course of this season. Like, why is that? Like why are these guys giving up these hard hits, you think?
Yeah, so I think it's just, again, falling behind in counts.
Okay.
And even Luis Hill mentioned this. He's throwing mistake pitches because he's behind 3-1 or 2-0, trying to throw strikes, trying not to walk more batters. And they know they're getting a fastball, and they're crushing it.
Okay, so those 2 stats and those numbers kind of go together. That is what you're saying. I appreciate you educating our viewer on that one, man. Let's talk about these bats because they started the season off hotter than the city the last couple of days. Give us some stats and some numbers on why the offense and the bats just ain't batting.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the Yankees lived up to the Bronx Bombers' name. They've been hitting the ball hard. They've been hitting home runs. But over this stretch, that hasn't been the case. They have the 2nd lowest slugging percentage in baseball. That's very un-Yankee-like over this stretch. And getting back to that hard hit metric, they have 51 balls in play at or above 95 miles per hour, which are hard hit balls. That's the 2nd lowest total in baseball. When you have guys like Judge, Stanton, and Soto in your lineup, you expect to hit the ball hard, and that hasn't been happening. Some key bats who have been struggling include Alex Verdugo and Juan Soto, who are both hitting under 200. Those are guys you expect to hit for average, so that's definitely something that's causing their regression. And then a bat that's come back and you've expected him to kind of, again, add to your average total you're on base is DJ LeMahieu, has a 194 average and a 60% ground ball rate, which means that he's going to hit a lot of ground balls, and when there's runners on, that means double plays and rallies.
Are you worried about Soto kind of hitting a drop right now, numbers-wise? Does that worry you at all?
Not necessarily. I think he's been playing at such a great pace all season, the ups and downs of the year. I'm sure this just means that in about a week or maybe even sooner, we're going to see him get red hot again.
All right. We're not negative Nancy's here, people. We're not just throwing out negative numbers the entire time. So this team still has the best record in baseball. So, Ryan, let's end this thing on a positive. Give us a positive stat or number that's going to show Yankees fans that they're about to get back to playing Yankees baseball.
Yeah, so obviously there was that big scare where Aaron Judge gets hit in the wrist in Baltimore against Baltimore, and he's come back and he's been totally fine. Over the last 6 games, he has a 313 average and a 1.067 OPS, which is just your on-base percentage and your slugging percentage added together. And I'm not worried about the wrist. I think that's a very important detail. He's your best player. And then Giancarlo Stanton has also been crushing the ball in the month of June. He has a 299 average, a 537 slugging percentage, and he's hit 5 home runs. These are 2 big power bats who can change the way you play baseball. And I think if they can stay hot, it'll give you some time for the other guys in the lineup that we talked about to get red hot again.
So you think the Yankees are going to get back on track and the numbers are going to start numbering again?
Yeah, again, this is the first time they really played bad baseball, it feels like, all year. And every team is due for that. And it's best to do it now ahead of the trade deadline because, Brian Cashman's on the phone and he's talking and he's going to get some guys on this team in the next couple of weeks.
All right, Ryan, tell the people they can find you, man.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter, and you guys can check out Fireside Yankees for more Yankees content.
All right, man. Thanks for hopping on with us, bro.